Well, they say that women get a glow, but look at me, I'm all aglow because I'm here with somebody I've just idolized for many, many years. Shirley Jones, a star of stage, screen, television, motion picture, everything. She does it all, concerts, and never slows down. And thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Is this your first, I just want to tell everybody we're here at a Western Film Festival. So this is where we caught up with Shirley. So let me just ask the obvious question. Is this your first Western film fair?
I think it is the first Western. I've done other ones. This is really just my third one total to do, but yeah, my first Western. And when they asked me would I do it, I said, wait a minute, have I done enough Westerns to be involved in this?
3 by my count.
I know, and I suddenly realized I have done some Westerns, you know.
Because people think of Oklahoma as a musical,
I know.
But it's a Western.
Yeah,
there was some serious parts in that. And then Two Rode Together,
Right.
John Ford and Cheyenne Social Club, in which you played a prostitute opposite Jimmy Stewart. Once again. There's a reoccurring theme in your career of prostitution.
I know.
I don't want to get into that. But in Elmer Gantry, you won the Oscar for Elmer Gantry, again playing a prostitute opposite Burt Lancaster, and just a magnificent performances across the board in that. But up to there, of course, people see you in these great stage plays and films, had this wholesome image. Did you almost not get that part because you had a wholesome image? Did anybody say, well, no, she can't do a prostitute, she can't do serious parts, she's too wholesome?
Well, the director himself said that, Richard Brooks. You know, Richard Brooks did not want me for that film. He said, there's no way, she's not right. And Burt was a co-producer. He was co-producing with Richard. And I was in San Francisco doing a nightclub act with my husband, then Jack Cassidy. We were touring, and I get this phone call, and I hear this voice, and he says, is this Shirley Jones? And I said, yes. He said, this is Burt Lancaster. I said, sure it is, and I hung up. Well, fortunately, he called me back, and he said, no, this is Burt Lancaster. He said, you have a day off? And I said, yeah, this weekend. He said, can you fly in? I want you to meet with Richard Brooks. There's a role in Elmer Gantry that we're doing, the role of Lulu Baines. He said, go and get the Sinclair Lewis novel and read it, and you'll know the part. I said, sure. Well, when I read the part, I thought, oh my.
Uh-oh.
If I get this, it's going to change the whole course of my career, which I knew it would, you know. But I flew down, met with Richard, met with Burt, and I knew right away that Richard was not thrilled, you know, and he said, here, take your little part. He never let the actors read the whole script, Richard Brooks. He always thought they were going to steal his material. So I went into the next room, read my role, came back, and I said, I'll do it for nothing. And anyway, I went back and I said, he doesn't want me, I know. Well, 2 weeks later, you know, Burt called and said, you got the part, kid. And I said, oh, wow.
That's great.
It was great. But then my first day of shooting was the hardest scene I had to do, which was the scene in the House of Prostitution where I tell everybody how I met, you know, Elmer Gantry.
It's pretty racy for the
time.
Very,
absolutely.
But, you know, and that leads me to the next question, because there's a whole generation of people who only know you from the Partridge Family, you and David, and the whole cast. And so I'm wondering, this was pretty, the year the Partridge Family started, I'm guessing it was 68, 69, somewhere in there.
70 was the first year.
Okay, it was, and you went into production, I think, in 69. It was very unusual back then, with the exception of maybe Fred McMurray and Walter Brennan. There are only a few people who went from film to star in a television series. I can't think of any Oscar winners who do that. So this was pretty unusual. I mean, did you and your friends say, hey, wait a minute, I don't know if this is a good move to go into TV or what? What was the...
Everybody said to me, I'm talking about my agents, my manager, everybody said to me, Shirley, do not do a television series, because if it is successful, you'll be that character for the rest of your life and your movie career will be in the toilet. Well, they were right. But I did that because I wanted to stay home and raise my kids. And I said, I don't care. I said, if it is successful, I'll be at home. It's a half-hour show. And my kids were school age then.
Sure.
And I'd taken them all over the world on movie locations with a nanny. You know, I never left them. But I thought, this is the ideal situation for me if it is successful. And as it happened, it was.
Well, I guess the last question is, a couple years ago, you posed for some photos for Playboy magazine. They never got published.
No.
There were millions of American men who were very frustrated about that. Why were they not published? Why didn't they go in the magazine?
Well, because Hugh Hefner went and saw the pictures. Now, I did say up front, I said, I'd love to do this. We should have old women as being centerfolds. Why not? Why not?
Sure.
And we don't have to show the whole body. I mean,
Right.
It's not necessary. You know, I'll show some boobs, and I'll show some hips, and I'll show some arms.
Right.
But I'm not going to get naked.
Right.
And he agreed to that then. And by the way, the pictures were beautiful, and they had beautiful sets, beautiful gowns, robes, and whatever, and they were lovely. And he saw the pictures, and he called me, and he said, Shirley, I want more body. I said, you're not going to get more body. That's it, kid.
So he tried to coax you into a little more exposure.
A little more exposure, exactly.
Well,
and I said no.
Where are the photographs that were the beautiful photographs? Where are they?
I don't know. Marty tried to get some. I think he wanted to get some for. I don't think that he consented to give us any.
Well, Hugh's available now. Maybe you should call him. And
I know.
Well, no, I don't like where that's going. But Shirley Jones, thanks for taking time with us.
Thank you. Thank you, too.
We'll be right back.